The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello and welcome to the new channel. We're here not only to help you see the new you, but for you to be the new you. My name is Dr. Michelle Mras, and I'm streaming live from Colorado. Welcome to Mental Shift, Season 5. Well, good day, everyone, and to the Philippines, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Tonight's episode is titled Impact and Legacy. And the reason I chose that is because my guest tonight is a Wealth Innovation Strategist, aka she's the Untapped Income Coach and is a dame with the Royal Order of Constantine the Great and St. Helen, the Global Ambassador of Innovation for ICN, which is short for I Change Nations. Everything she does revolves around innovation. She's passionate about building up women and has created a fast-growing movement of powerful and innovative women from all around the world called the Women of Impact and Innovation International. She is launching her newest book, The 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking, this month, and it will be available to be found at all major book outlets during September and beyond. So what I want you to remember is her motto, or one of her mottos is, no legacy left behind. I'm excited for you to meet this passionate speaker, best-selling author, minister, and awarded philanthropist. Please welcome my friend, Lady Krystylle Richardson.
Hello, hello, hello.
There you are. How are you?
I am doing great, How are you?
Fantastic. I'm still on mini vacation. You notice my background's different. And I'm actually still traveling from when I came out to see you in Arizona for your inaugural, what was it called?
The Powerful Women's Summit. And it was so powerful. I was so happy to meet you there.
It was phenomenal. And then I got awarded something there. We had, you had Sharon Lecter there. There were some amazing people in that room. And this show I had planned on the 20th to be a solo show where I was just going to, sum up what was happening. But when I met you, I'm like, we need to get you out. We need the message out. And I want to amplify all that you do. And since the rest of my year is already filled, I wanted to put you in here. So that's why I'm like, Krystylle, can you come on? You're like, yes, I can. I'm like, perfect. Because I want to share you. For those of you who are watching, one, I want you to share the live stream right now. Two, you see that smiley, happy lady on the other side of me? Lady Krystylle. When you meet her in person, she glows like a supernova. And the people around her glow in her presence because she loves so wonderfully powerful, and she empowers so many other people in her presence and lifts up other people, other women in her world. And to see her in the room full of women and see her as this beacon of impact and legacy, as she's a walking legacy of herself. And so what I wanted you on the show for, Krystylle, is to share your mental shift. And then we'll share after, midway, we'll share what you're doing for the world, because you launched something huge when I was with you in Tampa, Arizona, right? Tempe, and Arizona. But what was your mental shift that brought you from what you did before to what you do now?
Wow. Well, first of all, Michelle, I just really, really appreciate being able to be on. And I didn't know, I knew about your show, but I didn't know that it was full and all that, and that you were just trying to like put me in here. So I really appreciate you giving me this time. I really, really feel honored. And it was just so special meeting you at our Powerful Women's Summit. And that is in relation to Women of Impact and Innovation International. And as Michelle said, that this is a global movement. We just got started, and already we have a number of people that are partnering with us, that are coming alongside us so that we can all rise together. And so part of this rising together is a part of my mental shift. One of the things that Michelle had mentioned that touched her and some other people that were at the event, and it's like, wow, that really impacted them because they've been there too, is in relation to being bullied. And so I'll just kind of like, start back, once upon a time kind of thing is when I was in elementary school, or before going to elementary school, my parents had imparted on me, and I believe them, that I can be anything I want to be. I can do anything that I want to do. But when I stepped foot into that school in kindergarten, I was met with bullying. And it went on from kindergarten, elementary, junior high, high school, on up through adulthood. Now, during that time, I accomplished many, many great things in relation to my profession, and in music and in dance and other things. Basically anything and everything I laid my hands on, I excelled. And what did that do? It caused more bullying. And so I had, by the time I was age 50, had been to like a number of countries. I've been to like 35 countries or so, doing business as well as doing missionary work, and launched various companies as well as our nonprofit. And so when I came across, there was one specific individual with a specific personality type, that there were some things going on at that time, right before I turned 50, that I had to say to myself and say to that person 2 words, which were no more. And all of us probably have some kind of no more moment in our lives. And at that event, Michelle, there were so many people that raised their hand that they had something equivalent, or they had their no more moment. And when I did that, it gave me a power, it gave me a mental shift beyond anything I could have ever imagined. Because even though I didn't know exactly where I was going to go and what I was going to do, during that time or after that, it allowed me to stand and to rise for myself in a way that I never had before. And so there was a 2.5 year mental shift that occurred right at that time. And it wasn't that I said, okay, I'm going to take 2.5 years to kind of get my thoughts and my mind together. That's just basically how long it took for me. So for you or whoever's listening, it could take you a different amount of time. You could go maybe quicker, or you could maybe take longer, but take the time that's needed for you. So for me, it took about 2.5 years. And since then, it's just been like full steam ahead. The different things that I've been able to accomplish, not necessarily looking at monetarily, obviously that is not obviously, but that is a part of it as well. But having more impact in my life and being happy and free in my own life was really transformed at that time. And then being able to help other people do the same. And, God laid on my heart, that I need to have my sisters around me. I need to do more with women, of which that was not something that I was looking to do. I'm like, really, God, really? And that's what has happened with the Women of Impact and Innovation International, is bringing professional women that are like-minded, women who want to have more impact, women who are doing things in the world, women that care. Because this is not where, we're coming together like, let's make millions of billions of dollars. That's probably going to occur with some of the powerhouses that are there. But it's how can we have more impact in the world? And so, yes, one of my mottos is no legacy left behind. And other people say it, I say it as well in my own way, is that I really truly believe that I was put here to help people become the best version of themselves. And that starts with believing in yourself and rising and saying whatever your 1 or 2 or 3 words. My 2 words were no more, and it's been amazing ever since.
I love it. And that's another reason I brought you on, is people hear me talk about being the best version of you every day. And if there's something
Yes.
about yourself that you don't think is sufficient enough, then go work on that. We are always evolving. We are always growing. Every cell in our body is changing, but God put us on this planet the way we're supposed to be. It's all in us. We just have to pull it out of us. Remember who we are. And so my 2 words are be unapologetic.
Right.
Because we tend to apologize, especially women. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, did I step on your feet? Oh, I'm so sorry. And as a young girl, just like you were being bullied. I got bullied for being too smart. So I played smaller because I felt, I'm sorry, I changed the curve on the grades. I'm sorry, I messed up on it because I got all of them right. And so now the curve is thrown off. I remember apologizing for being smart.
Right.
And I carried that with me throughout my life. And it took a car accident to knock my brain out of kilter for me to realize that little girl that learned to say, I'm sorry for being who I am, stayed with me through all these years. And
Right.
it took tragedy for me to remember and realize I had never allowed myself to live because I was too busy apologizing to these people who don't even exist in my world anymore.
Right.
And so when I met you at your conference and saw what you were doing with those women and seeing that energy, it was electric. It was electric. I mean, phenomenal. And then you're dancing and I'm like, this is free. I mean, this is every person in that room was accepted exactly as they are.
Right.
And we saw greatness in every one of them. We didn't look at them for color, size, shape, whatever, nationality. They are. And that is why I wanted you on the show, because I wanted people to see there are powerful people in the world. And a lot of us who are very strong and powerful and want to give back to the world were hurt earlier. We were
Right.
hurt because of that power, because of what we had the potential for. And people who saw that power in us, even though they didn't know what it was, try to snuff it out of us because they were afraid of what we could do. Well, guess what, world? We're all coming together now.
That's right. That's right. It's the traditional crab syndrome. Like, we're not going to let anyone out of this bucket, and I grew up in Flint, Michigan, and it's not just because of where I grew up. We all grew up someplace. We all came from someplace, might still be, in the place that we grew up, but it was the crab syndrome, like most definitely. And I would raise my hand in kindergarten and first and second grade. And it wasn't because I thought I knew the answer. Like my parents basically homeschooled me, I guess my brother and I, before going. So I knew the answers, just like you said. And so that was an issue for people. Like, who does she think she is? And that just really, really affected me.
Yeah, it kept me quiet for many, many years, actually.
Yeah.
I remember that, wanting to, and not. I would hold my hands to stop myself from doing, well, I have an idea. And I wouldn't give my idea. And for those of you who are watching right now, have you held yourself back from greatness, from something, it doesn't have to be greatness, just from your next best thing, the next best you, because you're afraid of what other people think? As I love to say, and Krystylle, you have not heard me say this, but I say it all the time. Embrace your inner child. Embrace your inner toddler, the toddler in you who did not fear what other people thought of you. You did it your way, right? No one else's way. And what we need to do as adults who are feeling lost is embrace that toddler mindset and say, you know what? I'm going to get the cookie on the top shelf, and I don't need to watch how other people get the cookie on the shelf. I'll find my way up to get that cookie. And we all have a goal. We all have some cookie in our life. Go get the cookie. Embrace your toddler.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go get the cookie.
Get the cookie. And that's the thing is, your cookie was, you got this download of go, reach out, lift, bring more. And I got the download, speak, be the light, take the veil off their faces, let the world know how beautifully made they are. I mean, so it's what we do together. And so that's why I'm so excited about what your movement, because more people need to know about it, which is why I brought you on the show. And then you meet your board, and your board are all so powerful and amazing women in their own rights in completely different fields. So I would love for you to go to Krystylle's website, go look her up. And I'm sure we have your website about to pop down here. But I want you to go look at her website. And if there's any way that you can be a part of this, if you want to be a part of it, join in. This is international, okay? She has no boundary. She's not saying if you're in this area. No, it's international. Her board is international. So go find Krystylle. We'll put her website up. Krystylle, there it is, KrystylleRichardson.com. Go write her and say, hey, I'm interested in what you're doing, and I'd like to be a part of it. And then you can go through that whole interview process and meet Krystylle and feel that light for yourself, because this camera is not doing her justice, okay? You need to talk to her and feel how authentic and loving and purpose-filled that she is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is my job. My job was, I was told to bring more people out, let the word be known. And this is what I do on Mental Shift. And the whole reason that I call this Mental Shift is because people see people like you, Lady Krystylle, and they do, oh, well, there's nothing. Oh, she's nothing like me. I can't even relate to her. Or, oh, Dr. Michelle. Oh, she's a doctor. I can't. What I want you to all see is we all started in one place. And a lot of times we were being kicked in that one place, kicked down, like the crab is pulling our legs off, you know, but we kept growing. And with every fall, we crawled back up, found our way, and kept moving. The only reason I'm a doctor and she's a lady is because we didn't give up. Okay? So if you're out there and you're thinking you're not enough, I beg you to understand, you are. You are enough. You're beautiful. You're powerful. You're wonderful. You're strong. You're anything you want to be. Life is a choice. Choose. Choose what you want, not what the other person says. What you want. Right, Krystylle?
Right. And I think a lot of times we get stuck in living someone else's version of our life. There's so many people walking around right now that are living someone else's version of their lives because other people put you in a box and you allow them to put you in there. It took me 50 years to know that there were certain things that I could have already been excelling at, that I excelled a lot, you know, leading up to age 50, but now it's like no stopping me at all. It really doesn't even matter what you say or do, because I accept me. And that is one of my movements, iacceptme.com, because we have to first accept ourselves in order for us to be able to achieve our own unique and personal greatness. And so that other version that someone else wants me to live, they can live that themselves, because I'm not defined by anyone. I do take wise counsel, because I feel that there's 3 different types of people in this world. People who have wise counsel, they've been there and done that. Other people that have opinions, because sometimes even if you listen to someone's opinion, they haven't been there and done that. Sometimes they come up with some really good ideas, but you can take it or leave it. And then there's people that are put in our lives to keep us safe. You know, the auntie, the grandma, you know, like, oh, don't jump out that plane, you might die kind of thing, of which I went ahead and jumped out at age 57, because that was one of my fears, was of heights and jumping. I'm like, I think I need to go and do this. And I almost didn't do it, but I did it, and it was amazing. And so with those different types of people that were put in our lives, it's up to us, as Michelle said, to make that choice of what we're going to do, who we're going to listen to, how we're going to spend our time, who we're going to let into our lives and let into our mind. And so that's why I was so happy. I was like all teared up, all at the event, you know, several times, because the people that were there, I didn't know all of them, but we connected in such a way. Like one lady, she had just lost her dad 5 days ago. And she said, well, I'm not even sure if I should even be here. And after she got there, she said, I'm so glad I came. This was exactly what I needed. And we shared, you know, a moment. And there were so many moments that were shared during that event. I was just like, just overtaken with just humbleness and joy and thankfulness and just being blessed. It was, you guys really, really blessed me.
Well, Krystylle, your energy draws those kind of people. And it was very evident to be in that room of, you could feel it. You could feel the energy shift in that room of acceptance, love, be the best you. And we want you to be the best you. We believe in you. And so the other thing about actually what Krystylle was just saying, where she says there's three people in your life, the one who's been there, done that, the one who has high opinions, and the one that wants to protect you. It's basically like a mastermind in the world. You surround yourself. Remember, you've all heard this, where you are a summation of the 6 or 7 people that you hang around with most. When you look at people like me and Krystylle, we tend to be in groups. Why? Because we grow in a mastermind. So what I'm not good at, so I'm really terrible with numbers, okay? But Krystylle is very good with numbers. And they have, like, Sharon Lecter was there, and she was talking about investing and knowing assets. And so we surround ourselves with people who are better at things that we aren't all that great with. And we take wise counsel from them. We can either take it or we can leave it. We can go to the next person, or at least it intrigues us to expand our minds to be the best versions of ourselves. And so I'm encouraging all of you who are watching, 1, share the live stream. 2, get a hold of Krystylle if you're interested in learning more about this, what she's building, okay? Because this is the ground floor you want in. And then the third thing is, surround yourself with people that you love and that you admire, whatever, being business and life. And you do, wow, I like how they do that. Bring them into your world, because what happens is they become a part of you. Little pieces of them become a part of you, and you grow to be closer to that kind of person. Now, if you're hanging out with turkeys and you're wondering why you're not an eagle, it's because you're hanging out with turkeys. Get away from the turkeys. Start finding your way to the people that you want to be, the one that you relate to, so you can grow to be the best version of you. Yes, surround yourself with people you admire, and you will aspire just naturally to be that next level of you. Grow your confidence by them believing in you. I mean, standing in that room with you, Krystylle, and seeing those young women, I saw them in the back before they came out to dance, okay? And you can see in their eyes, the young women, they were like, okay. But they came out with you, and it was like confidence. I mean, you could see the fire in their soul as they were dancing. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's beauty in action. We watched them transform as they danced in front of us. And you were dancing, was it, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky, right? I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. And I watched you dance like this butterfly, just moving around. And all those young people around you, I saw them light up. I encourage you, be that butterfly, be the wind beneath other people's wings. And if they don't believe in themselves and you see it in them, believe in them and let them borrow your belief. Don't hold it in. Tell them how special they are, because I can assure you they don't believe it. Yeah, that was beautiful, Krystylle. I mean, I was crying in the back watching you guys dance together. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, and as I said before I started dancing that particular one, I always say on anything, it's not about watching me, it's about the message and the words for you. That's what it's for. It's the message and the words for you. And how Yolanda Adams sings that particular version of the song, I think is just amazing and incredible. And there's no words to describe how she sings that. And so every single woman needs to believe that they can fly in their own way. Sharon Lecter needs to believe that she can fly and can continue to fly. You need to believe that, like the person who has whatever level of income or status that they have or don't have in that room needs to believe that they can fly, because we all, no matter where we are right now, we all are dealing with something. We all have something that might be holding us back, even just a little bit. I've already said, there's no stopping me now, but I mean, I do have things that I'm working on. We all do. And so
but you're working on it.
Together and share that moment of believing that we can fly and that we can touch the sky based on how we would do it. Because we all are at different levels, at different places and spaces. But for us to come together and share and unite like that, I was just so thankful. I live each day as if it is potentially my last, because we don't know when it's going to be our last. So live out loud every day. Say the things that you want to say every day. Touch the people, reach out to the people that you want to tell that you love them. Tell them that you love them every single day. Pick somebody to be kind to every day. Pick something that scares you and do it every day. Like, you know, every day needs to be a day of gratitude. I have a whole bunch of everyday kind of things that I say. So that's how I live my life. And I was so happy that day occurred. It's like I can just die and go to heaven right now. Like this was great. It was really great.
And it was heavenly, literally it was. And I say the same thing, live every day like it's your last, because you're never promised tomorrow. But right. You said that to listen to the words and how they move you. The words were very powerful for me, but part of the movement of the words was watching how you were soaring in your dance. What it does for those of us, many of us, who hold back just a little bit. I'm pretty free, okay, but I'm pretty open. But I feel music, and you know me, I sing constantly, and I sing constantly for things
as well.
Thank you. But I have this music in my soul, and so I already feel that song. I feel the words, and I've been singing that song for a while because it's been part of my growth for the past 4 years. And to see you dance, though, and your eyes closing and you're spinning, it opened a new facet of emotion for me in that song.
Oh, wow.
And so never discredit that dance, because I think there are a lot of people in that audience who were like, well, you know, and they were closed. But as you were dancing, their hands opened and they wanted to dance too. I almost thought if we had more room in that conference room, if you said, join me if you feel like it, you would have had people just dancing through there. I was imagining all these people with, like, you know, just have little, just like a, I don't know, like a scarf, and everyone gets a scarf at the front. And then when you start dancing, if they feel like it, do it. Because I think a lot of women especially hold back being passionate in public. I don't want to do that because then people are going to judge me. No. Let it go.
It was truly a no judge zone. And there was one lady who said to me, I'm going to listen to this before I start. I'm going to listen to this and watch this before I start my meditation for the rest of I don't know how long. And I was like, wow. And I do have that actually on the survey, like who wants to join us in doing various things, whatever your gifts and talents are, for the next summit, which will be August 25th, 6th, and 7th, will be the next National International Summit. To let us know, you know, what you want to do. And like, I love your idea as well, because we'll have a much bigger space. There won't be room enough to hold, you know, who we have based on that space. And so having people just join in, I think is I just could visualize it as you were saying that. Yeah.
I saw it. So what I want you to think about, and everyone out there in live stream world, share this live stream. Are you getting any oomph out of this conversation? I'm pretty sure you are. And so share this live stream with a friend, because someone needs to hear what Krystylle is sharing tonight. And when we come back from commercial, Krystylle will tell us more about what she actually does in these summits and what her vision is for the future, and how you could be part of it, and maybe how you can sign up to be in the next conference, or be a part of her world. And then she'll talk more about her upcoming book. So we'll stay tuned, and we'll be right back right after these commercials.
Juan Lu and his puppets face to face. With special guests, Makata Tawanan, Jess Box, and the Lunaria Marionette Show.
Alam mo, Nicolò, kung wala ako, hindi ka magsasalita. Alam mo, Tito Anlo, kung wala ako, nagsasalita ka nag-isa. Kung wala ako, wala kang masusuot. Kung wala ako, wala kang nakakain.
October 30, Sunday, 7 p.m. at the La Verdad Auditorium in Apalit, Pampanga. Buy your tickets now and see you soon, face to face.
Well, thank you for watching Mental Shift. I'm Dr. Michelle. Now, did you know that TNC has a live stream platform of online shows for people on the go? We invite you to watch all of our shows as seen on the screen right now. Now, imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but we make it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. Our mission is to become a community where passionate people accept each other, share inspiration, and promotes positive transformation. Our vision is to be a global 24/7 live stream channel that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Now, of course, you're watching Mental Shift, so please keep watching Mental Shift. And we're here to talk about our experiences and encourage each other to be unapologetic about whoever you are. Now, my shows is every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time in the United States and Wednesday, 9:30 in the morning in Manila time. So if you ever miss an episode, you can always go back to one of the replays on Facebook or YouTube. And if you'd like to have your own show or if you'd like to sponsor my show, please contact our channel through private message. So for more upcoming shows, follow #TNC Now on Facebook, YouTube, and other social media platforms, and enjoy our life-changing shows because we made them special for you. Now, if you're watching right now, I'm pretty sure you are because you're listening to me, I want you to understand that my guest, Krystylle Richardson, Lady Krystylle Richardson, her goal is to reach at least 1 billion people to let them know that they have creativity and innovation inside of them, just waiting to get out and impact the world like only they can. Please welcome Krystylle. Hi.
Hey.
So, can you tell our audience more about what is this empowerment? What was the summit and what was its, and it was inaugural what? Explain what it is and the mission that you shared at the event, because it's huge.
Yes, and thank you for that. Thank you for this platform to be able to share Mental Shift on TNC. And so the summit was the Powerful Women Summit in relation to Women of Impact and Innovation International. And I want to say that again, Women of Impact and Innovation International. So we all have the ability to have impact, and that impact to me and to those who are on my board is very important to us, that we honor people who are creating and manifesting and living their impact daily. And so, yes, Michelle was one of the people that was awarded on that day. And I did an analysis, I don't know if you saw it, of the picture of you and Dr. Shelley, because that is just a phenomenal, that picture should get an award. It was just amazing. So I did a big analysis related to that picture, because there was so much energy in the room. But we believe in honor. We believe in helping to raise up and empower the next generation of women leaders. So this particular summit is one where where people from all over the world will be involved. When I say people, I do mean people both male and female, but this is a women's initiative. And so the board is international already. And I just thank God for all of the people who have been a part of this. We had some male sponsors and female sponsors for this particular event. We really were supposed to just only be having a board meeting. And we're like, well, let's see if there's any other women that would like to come. And it turned into what you saw. So there's obviously different things that we'll be able to improve when we actually intend to have an event. But I was just really thankful for what we were able to accomplish. And so we honored Sharon Lecter as our #1 and first inaugural International Innovalogist Award. And an innovalogist is a word that I've created. It's in the process of being trademarked right now. And it simply means innovative philosophies that impact the world. And so definitely with all of what she has done in her life, not just through Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or even what she has done in relation to the Napoleon Hill Foundation, but just her as a person, as a woman, with her movements, she is amazing and great. So I was so thankful that she was able to come and we were able to honor her. And so we have where we are putting together our next events related to online events. And what we'll be doing is having where there are, oh, that is such a phenomenal photo. Such a phenomenal photo. She is so amazing. Look how she's holding the award. Like, who else would know to even hold an award like that? So that it's like
Shelley.
Only her, you know. And Ken, Dr. Smiley, who took this picture, just how he captured that moment right when your head went back and you were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I love that photo. I love everything about that photo, and how the sun is hitting you from behind. And it's just like, oh my gosh, really, really great. But what I was saying, what I was saying about the movement is that we have an international board already. But what we want to do is know, like, where have you been? Where have you spoken, whether it's virtually or gone to these particular countries in person? We want to be able to impact and bring in women from all of those places, even across the United States. So there were people from all across the United States, north, south, east, west, that came to this particular summit. So we want to know, are there women that were already there that would like to be considered to be a state representative? And so we have a number of things that we're putting in place. There's going to be weekly forums online where people will be able to share based on their expertise, and you can be on an ambassador board. So whether it's leadership, whether it's mindset, real estate, investing, it could be something to do with healthcare. There's a number of different boards, even domestic violence survivors and thrivers, and people who have experienced suicide with someone in their family or close friends. We have different support groups and things we're doing with that. So it's quite multifaceted, but yet and still it's related to one thing, which is impact. And that's what I love, is that everyone came together for that. So the website for that is womenoii.com. That's women, WOMENOIII. There's 3 I's.com is the website. And you can find out more about it. And we'll be having where we're getting our Facebook set up, our Instagram set up, our LinkedIn set up. You know, there's people that are just jumping in that want to help move this forward together so that we, again, as I mentioned, can all arise together. So I really appreciate you being there too, and what you'll be doing to help us to continue to rise, including having this talk right now.
Of course, I'll do what I can. I mean, my thing is this show, Mental Shift, has been. I think I shared with it. It got picked up also by Zondra TV out of Dallas, which goes to several other continents. So my intention is to introduce you to Zondra Evans and see how she can help with you to expand you even more. And then
Right.
that way you've got like this quadruple platform happening at the same time. It'd be beautiful.
Right. Yeah. There's a
Now,
few people that are still, they've been trying to get us together for a while and we haven't gotten together yet. So I do need to get on her calendar.
we'll get you on the calendar because she picked me up from TNC and we're partnering. TNC and Zondra are partnering. So we've come together in a whole nother way and we got to
That's
get
awesome.
you involved in there. And so
Yeah.
I'll connect you again. And then the other thing I wanted to share about is your book.
Yes. Yes.
What about your book? 51 powerful. See, we got it. 51 powerful P's of public speaking. So would you like to share your one of your favorite powerful P's? Because there's 51. We only need a couple.
Yeah. So how this came about, and people are like, how did you get 51? Like, where did that number come from? Well, it came from my head. Again, we're talking about innovation and impact, right? So we don't necessarily have to go by how some people have one for every single day of something, 365, or maybe they do 30. I have some things that are 30 or 7 or whatever the favorite numbers are. When I was thinking about this book, the number 51 is the number that came to my mind. And so that's the number that I stuck with and have, where there are 51 powerful ways that you too can be a powerful public speaker. So there's a lot of different methodologies out there. One of the ones that I have is that there's a way that you can pick a couple, 2 or 3. You can either do the flip method of like going through the book and having where you pick based on the various segments that are in the book, different ones that you would like to practice, or you could just stay with the first section and practice several in there, or you can just go straight from the front of the book to the back and see how you stand up to some of the criteria that's in there. So there's ways that you can measure how well you're doing, because again, we're all starting from different places in our life in anything and everything that we do. So whether it's having passion and sharing your purpose, or, there's 51 of the P's. And so what are you particular about? A lot of us have pet peeves, and that comes into what we speak about. And then we get on a rant and kind of go down that road, that rabbit hole, when we really should be where we're staying on topic. So, don't let your pet peeve take over your talk. So everything starts with the P. It's a really fun book and educational. You can use it over and over and over again. Like if you master, quote unquote, master how you're speaking in your mind, and you can even have other people rate you related to the 51 Ps. And then maybe next year and the next year, some people are actually in speakers competitions, or they have where they want to do a TED Talk. This would be really good for that. So it doesn't matter where you are in your life. You could be a student that wants to start out doing public speaking based on maybe an essay that you need to present for a scholarship. And there's like a lot of different ways to be able to use this, Michelle. So it's not where I'm going to necessarily give out like all of the 51 Ps, but the thing is it is a tool guide where you can use it no matter what kind of speaking you've already done and what countries, because how you speak and the different things you do with your hands, and maybe if you want to jump up on top of the table and say whatever, you don't do that in every country. It's not necessarily accepted. So there's some things in there related to the various places spoken globally. It just gives some opinions, and you can just take the wisdom or knowledge and use it or not. So I really love it. And we are very happy to say that we'll be launching this. The date now is November 22 is the actual date. And so you can do pre-orders this coming month, and the launch will be in November.
Sweet. Awesomeness. No, I love the name of the book because I'm an executive speaking coach. I'm like, ooh,
Right.
She wrote a book about it.
Right.
And that's the thing is, no matter what level you're at, you always need guidance. There's always a mentor to a mentor, and you can always grow. And so people like us who are always speaking, we always want feedback because you can always grow. There's never a point where we do, and I'm done. I'm good. No one needs to tell me anything. It's never that way. And so that's why I'm looking at, I love the name of your book, because I came out of the Toastmaster world, and then I did a TED Talk, and then I started doing National Public Radio stories. And so I've been all over the world. And like you said, there's certain things you can't do in certain countries, and there's certain topics you can't address in certain countries. I mean, right. And so there's so many things, and that you address all of this was the word I was going to use. Not perfectly polished in public speaking.
But preparation, Michelle, like your preparation, depending on what it is you're doing. So preparation is, obviously a portion of the book, but it's different no matter where you go. And it could be that you've already been there and it's 10 years later. You need to maybe understand what's going on economically and what's going on in that particular region, and not just, oh, I've been there before, so let's go and do it the same. No, it depends on your audience as well. So the people is another piece. So it's, I like it. So I hope everyone else does too. And
well, I'm glad you like it because you wrote it. You should love it.
Students, Michelle, you can get them for all of your students.
I know. Give me a good deal. I'll get them for my students.
I will. I'll give you a great deal.
Well, and that's the thing. And what I love about meeting women like you, like me, like Dr. Shelley, and all the ladies, all the queens at my table. I brought, you let all of my authors come up and talk to you. I mean, that was special. But the people that were in that room were so amazing. And do you have like an online thing where people can come on and be part of this group, even if they can't come here physically? Is there another way?
Yes. So for the first summit, with it being inaugural, I really wanted the intimacy, of which I think we achieved that. And there were so many people that wanted to attend virtually, of which we will have moving forward. But for this, there were even men that were calling me that wanted to attend, influential men. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I'd be happy to do something with you specifically in the spring, and maybe one of our next events. But for this particular one, it's going to be us girls. Yes, we had male photographers and videographers there, but as far as the stage time, it was for us ladies. And
it was a bonding moment. It was
forward, we will have virtual as well as the Facebook and the Instagram, where people can come on. We'll be having everyone share related to their expertise. There'll be a calendar like per week and per month what the topics are, and people will be able to come on and share, and there'll be an affiliate type programs that we'll have, and just a number of things, and having fun. We all get the same shirt, the same champagne glass, the same whatever, and we'll be doing some things online as well. So it's going to be great.
Oh, that's fabulous, because I know there will be a lot of people who are watching who say, I want to be part of this community. I've just read up on it. I want to be a part of it. I've seen Krystylle on this and I really want to be a part of it, but I'm in Singapore. And so that's what I was asking, is there some community that they can join? And she just said it. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's going to be ways for you to reach out. So go to the website. Do you remember the website? I put it up. It's women, WOMENOIII.com. Okay. I put it in the chat too.
That's good.
Well, and the thing is community and belonging, and finding your place in the world with supportive people. If it's not this group, find a group. Find people who believe in you so you can believe in you and become the best version of you every day, and live in that purpose, and stop looking in the back. Right? I heard you say that. Stop looking back. You look forward. That's where the future is. And a lot of us forget that. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, Krystylle. And I would love for you to share some juicy bit of wisdom that you'd like to share with our audience, and like a call to action for them. We've got like 4 minutes left. I'd love for you to share.
Great. Well, thank you once again. I really appreciate this time being able to come on and share. And what I want to leave with everyone is, what is it that you feel that you were placed on this earth for? What is it that you feel that you were placed on this earth for? Some people call it a why. Some people call it a purpose. Labels don't matter. What do you feel you were placed on this earth for? And if it's something that you may not know or understand right now, it took me 2.5 years to really understand a lot about myself, going from age 50 to 52 and a half. I just had a birthday, Michelle mentioned, it just turned 58. And I'm living my best life. You can live your best life too. I want to share that even though we want you to watch this channel, we want you to listen and watch different things that we're doing, it may be that you may need to just take some time for yourself where you're not on social media, you're not watching TV, you're not doing anything but listening to yourself. Sometimes what comes up, what we find is scary. Sometimes what we find is painful. Sometimes what we find is exciting. Sometimes it's all mixed together. I'm a wealth innovation strategist, and I help people go from creativity to cash flow. I'll say that again. I help people go from creativity to cash flow based on their unique purpose for being in this world. So as we move forward, as we end today, my hope and my prayer is that there's no legacy left behind for anyone who's watching and listening. You find what your purpose is, you find your why, you go and live it, and there's no stopping you. But it starts with self-acceptance. I accept you, and I hope you accept you as well. I really appreciate being able to share.
Drop the mic, Krista. Exactly. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Thank you for being here on Mental Shift. Make sure you catch us again next week at 7:30 Mountain Time in the United States and 9:30 a.m. in Asia. Okay, come out and see us. Make sure you look up Krystylle because she's powerful and she draws just the most amazingly beautiful people towards her. So go find her. And I hope to see you at the women, WOIII.com, or go to KrystylleRichardson.com. And maybe I'll see you and meet you in person sometime at one of her events. Okay, so go find it, go find her, look out for her book coming out in November, and all of you, be the best version of you, be unapologetic. And Krystal, what would you say? Cash flow to
creativity to cash flow.
Creativity to cash flow. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week. And Krystal, thank you for coming us. Mwah. Love you very much. Keep glowing. We love you.
Love you back. Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.